and there is nothing. Only the cold darkness. Your consciousness floats in the dark, no larger than a grain of sand. There is nothing you can do. You feel frozen. You cannot move. All around you is black. You cannot open your eyes. You feel nothing. See nothing. You try to breathe, but your chest won't move. You feel weightless, like you're floating through the air, spinning. You spend hours like this. Every thought you have is slow and drawn out. The first breath you take takes several minutes. You try to move, and by the time your limbs begin moving, slow as a melting iceberg, you'd already forgotten the movement you were going to make. Slowly, your eyes begin opening, and you finally hear a sound.
Barely here, barely there, barely anywhere.
Teve's voice reaches you as a chorus amid the silence. Your eyeballs turn slowly like the head of a flower throughout a sunlit day, looking for its source. But only shadows move around you as the chorus echoes from all sides except the one you're watching. The chorus grows more distorted, the echo warbling in the strange space.
Barely here, barely there, barely anywhere.
As your eyes have almost made a full turn, you see him from the corner of your eye. Thousands of him, shadows like transparent images overlaid atop one another. But as the images reach your mind, they begin collapsing with such speed it looks like one fluid motion of a wave, until only one TV is left.
What the hell?
His eyes are closed as he lands feet first on solid ground, stumbling, opening his eyes. And as his eyes stare into yours, you feel heavy again. You feel solid on the hard ground.
Ah, you're awake. Feels like days it's been coming back to me.
You breathe slowly, still too slow to speak, still too slow to sit up.
Yeah. Welcome to the slip. Was hoping I'd get you as you fall, but you just didn't. Sorry about the kick. The faster you are going in here, the faster you go through it.
You take another slow breath. You feel like you're getting faster.
I hope they all made it, those guys. Orc and big something, and the small girl, and the black thing.
You breathe again. You're almost there.
Know what you wanna ask? Why? Why they use you as a distraction when I can just do it myself? It's difficult to explain, I mean. A big one, Cragler. He doesn't just see images, he senses fear, warmth, solid things. And I'm not quite there. He'll hear me, but he won't see. And he won't eat what he don't see. And then steal food from the apes because I can only take so much. I can't take anything anymore. And I'm not quite there anymore.
You take a breath, almost normal. You feel ready to move, ready to speak.
I don't feel like I'm here when no one's around.
Finally, your eyes fully process the area around you. In front of you, standing hunched, stands Tifi on seemingly nothing. Behind him is a more disturbing sight. A titanic body hangs suspended in the void, thousands of miles away.
Holy shit.
It ain't pretty, but it ain't always there. I read going there once, walked for days, no inch closer. Ran away, no inch further. But it's better than the veins. I don't remember where I was there, but when I came here there was a web of black veins with black pustules that beat like heart. It was the only time I was more happy to go back there than be here.
Can I talk already?
Mm-hmm.
So, what exactly is here?
Well, I call this place the slip. Something slipped out of there into here, like me.
Soleil doesn't look like he quite understands and points at that huge body. And I guess you also have no idea who this is? Or what this is?
Yeah, no clue. Was there before I got here. I'll probably be there when I'm no longer there.
I look down at my feet. Do I stand on anything or am I just in the void?
You stand on something solid. Something is solid underneath you. But you cannot make out any ground. There's nothing opaque underneath you. It's like you're standing on glass so thin it's invisible.
Guess I get a little bit dizzy because my mind doesn't really have something to focus on when it comes to balancing and stuff. So this is where you always disappear to.
Yeah.
How do you know where to go from here on?
That's a good question. When I'm in here, I feel like I'm anywhere and nowhere at the same time. At any time. My real name is Theonin. Though I don't want to remember out there. I'm more in here than out there now.
Can you kind of write that down for me, that name? Theonid.
I am what I'm remembered as. I'm sure you understand. We're alike, you and I. I think we didn't choose a grand destiny for ourselves. It just happened to be there when we were. I think
Grand
I
destiny.
just needed someone who understands to remember before I'm all gone.
Great destiny. What exactly do you mean with that?
Oh, things happening around us. You look like you don't really have a drive leaving you directly towards a goal. Your drives are different and you're just kind of there where everything happens. A small girl is different. Her eyes are set on stars and suns far away. Great ambitions. I've seen them before, those eyes. There was a great library here once, or not here, but here somewhere. A wizard lives in it, or lived. He didn't remember his own name. I think he was more there than here still. He told me once the library is only here, but its entrance here is where it is there. He said that was important to know. He said I needed to tell someone called Silas, but I never found them. And I never found the library either again.
Silas seems very overwhelmed and confused. This wizard, could you describe him?
Well, I don't quite remember, but he looks like all wizards do. Huge, long, white beard, a cowl, and those eyes that seemed to glimmer just under it.
Does the name Reginald ring a bell?
No. You're not in any danger, by the way. I think you only become like me when you come here too much. I liked coming here, it was quiet, and it made me feel special. I got addicted to coming here until I was more here than there. In here, I feel like I'm anywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Does feel kind of nice being here. I'm more calm than usual. You were talking about great destiny, and I see that I've slipped into things here where I don't want it to be. But you said you also had a great destiny. What is yours?
Well, I suppose I haven't really ever had a great destiny, but this
He gestures around.
This made me feel special, even though I never chose it.
Is it your is it like your weapon that brings you here, or is it like a special power from within yourself?
I don't know. Maybe it isn't either. I've left things behind, trying to see what brings me here. But I just keep slipping back in here.
Did you lie about the fact that you could bring someone over here? I feel like you said something like that earlier, that only you could slip away, you could not teach me, or something like that.
You remember? I didn't trust you then. Yes, I can't bring anything with me in and out, since I'm more here than I'm there.
So,
But
there was a time when you could.
someone else who is conscious. Now you've seen the place. You can come back on your own.
But how?
Well, you gotta remember how this place feels. And remember, before you slip, you gotta be fast.
How can I be fast?
Running, falling, jumping.
Oh, okay. Sounds easy enough, and he looks around. Don't think I will ever forget the feeling from this place.
But don't come here too often. Once you begin spending more time in here, it's hard to be there.
Do you know my name?
No. Your friends called you something. But I think I'll remember there, but not here.
They call me Soleil, but my name is Silas.
Ah. So I did find you.
Indeed you did.
And so I did tell you. And so I don't know what happens next. Maybe you'll find the library one day.
So, the library, is it here and there?
Well, the library is only here.
I see.
But its entrance here is where it is there. Those were the words.
How long have you been coming here?
Years? It's different every time. The faster you are, the longer it feels like you spend in here. This shorter, I mean. When you're as slow as you are, you probably have been out for a few hours before you were able to talk. When I came in here once, I was sleeping, still as I could be. Took me months to get out again. But then, in the real world, there, only a day had passed. With your hours, it'll have been a couple minutes at most.
So time flows different. This place.
I think time flows different depending on how fast you are. Or maybe just how fast you think you are.
So, where do we go from here? I can't seem to
Well,
make out any directions.
can you move?
Your limbs feel a little bit sore almost, as if you had just spent a long sleep just tossing around. But you can move.
I make a couple steps forward towards that huge body, I guess.
It'll be easy. First, you build up speed. You close your eyes. And you imagine you're not here. You imagine you're there. Start running.
I do as he says. I slowly start picking up the pace. I close my eyes and I imagine not just any place but the other side of the cave where we were just in and fighting the huge dinosaur creature. To see if I can like appear at a different place than from where I just vanished.
You begin running towards the body, and just as described, as you begin running, it's almost as if you're running in place. Around you nothing changes, no distance changes. Except your distance to Tifi, who then also starts running after you. You close your eyes and you keep running until you start feeling nothing, your legs still moving. You hear the footsteps of the running goblin still close behind. And then you feel nothing. Nothing but the cold. And then you feel grass and moss underneath your feet. As you come rushing through a bush of bramble, and you come to a stop, stumbling, almost falling over. and you find yourself back in the cave. Already, you feel different. The certainty of everything around you seems almost terrifying to you. After the freedom of everything being and not being you just felt. Takes you a minute or so to readjust, for your heartbeat to slow.
I guess just open my eyes. Take a look
You are
around.
back in the forest. You don't see Cradlor, nor do you see any of the others. You are seemingly much, much further along the canyon as they would have been. Or maybe they've long moved past you in the time you were gone. The only one you see is Tifi, who is already walking with his back turned the other way.
Let's go find the others.
Soleil still seems to have trouble with directions, and how do you know where they are?
I don't. So let's go find them.
There, and just still deep in thoughts, he just starts following Tifi.
And that's where we can end this